Morning, morning, monsters. How is everyone doing? As you can tell, my throat is still a bit off. But we are going to finish on time today because I am going into the office because I haven't been coughing, so I'm pretty sure I'm not infectious. Right. Okay, so where were we? We were making our ball and peg game. We've been coming along quite well with the logic. Let's go nip over and check how it is. Now, obviously, level design is a piece of trash and the graphics aren't there yet. And we are going to finish on time today because reasons. Okay, so as you can see, that's just not satisfying. So I think the first thing we want to do is we want to work on the peg disappear, and that'll be super easy. So what we'll do is remember we have made all of these nice little editable bits and go into there. Okay, so the big difference here is we have a timeline, and sorry, that is the thingy, the timeline. This is the timeline. We have a timeline for disappearing our brick. Let's save that there. Let's bring that there and bonk. Okay, got a timeline for this to disappear. So the first thing is the light up keyframe. Now there's a couple of things I like and a couple of things I dislike with this one. The first one is the ramp time. The ramp time, I'm just not a huge fan of how slow it is to ramp. Remember, you can always just push the play pause on a particular timeline, even if logic is hooked up. So what I'm going to do here, I think the way to do this is to do that, then to do a new keyframe here, stop, and bring that keyframe in there. I'm going to bring this in super tight actually because I really want to consider so we can see the actual frames. So I want this to ramp up super fast to a really bright glow just for a second, and instead of glowing the red color we had it glowing before, I'm going to make it glow pink and then fade to red. Okay, so what that looks like now, still a bit too slow for my liking, so do that. You'll notice the moment that we have a blend, that ramp that we had on the keyframe disappears. Boop. It's almost instantaneous feedback. Yeah. Do we even need the ramp? I wonder. I wonder if, like, straight away we jump to... There we go. Straight away we jump to the pink, I think. I don't think we need to have a slowdown on that at all. Okay, on this one here, gonna drop the color saturation a bit. Stop recording. Then oh dear. Just grab that keyframe. Unlike most things that scale based on when you grab them, keyframes scale based on the start time. Don't know why, might be an oversight, it's a thing. Right, so here's the thing that we want to do. We want to bring that in. want to bring that in there. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a little bit of a cycle. So that I'm going to dull it a little bit. Yeah, dull that a little bit. And then that one, just so we know what we're doing, we'll change the color of that keyframe to, let's sort of muddy it a bit. There we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a 4-frame count to a 4-frame count, then a 3-frame count to a 3-frame count, then a 2-frame to a 2-frame, then a 1, and that should be good there, be good there, and bring this right in. Actually, yeah, bring it right in. There we go. So now what I want to do is I want to shove another keyframe in here, because while I initially liked the effect that this was having, it's gonna make our fade out just a little bit harder. I need to turn off preview and visibility. There we go. This is going to be, is collision ready off from something else? Well, collidable, need to turn that off. Okay, fantastic. So we wanted to stop being collidable from there. And I think, oh yes, I think this keyframe is making it invisible and not collidable. Right. And it is the shrink down keyframe. That is fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of that keyframe. I'm going to expand that out to the end, because I want the shrink down on a separate track, so I can just sort of control it. Keyframe, keyframe, keyframe. So we're going to do there. We're going to scale that just a smidge. The scale needs to happen after the collision's turned off, but don't worry, we won't worry about that for now. And then go into that one, and that one, we want that one to have the visibility off, and we want to just zoom in on it a bit. Kitty. Okay, and then to get the feel right, we probably want to shift this to a yeah, there we go. Get that blend just about right. Now remember what I said about the scale can't happen until the collision gets turned off. So we'll just do that. Do that. We should be grand. Let's shrink this. Shrink this canvas back. Bloop. Save that. Right, and then the fade out effect should be boop, boop, boop. Okay, that fade out effect, I'm okay with it. I think we could maybe drag that in a little bit. I'm okay with it. We can tweak it, but I don't want to obsess. I want to just show some of the techniques, and we always polish this up later. So you'll be asking, why, Claire, have you not put a sound in here? Well, there is a reason for that. There is a method to my madness. Save that to private. Thank you. I just like to occasionally do a version save because version saves just give you something to scrub through. Okay, so let's just check how that looks. Boop, 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 boop. So now the actual hit is maybe a bit too much. We might need to dial that back down later, but I'm not going to stress about it too much for now. Okay. Also, I'm not a huge fan of the scale out. I think we've got an issue there where it's scaling out to 0, not scaling internally. Yeah, it's scaling out to 0, not internally. So you see how they all sort of vroom, rather than sort of sucking on themselves. We can solve that with edit source, save creation. Yeah. We can solve that by grouping up the brick itself and okay, group. Now the big question is to just, and we're going to double check this in a sec, gonna turn off the visibility and the collision of that, and we are going to check, hold on, we can't turn off the visibility and the collision of that because we're going to need this to check. Okay, that is behaving itself. So now that is scaling and scoping in without affecting this. So if we turn that off, because it's the same sculpt, it shouldn't cost as much. Empty chip for grouping. I tend to use a sculpt. Though you've actually got a good shout there, because if you're talking cost, sculptures have a lot of tweak menus and stuff. That always counts a lot. So the simpler and dumber a thing is, like the less tweaks it has. Let's just make that no port good. Because that has very little. I'm actually trying to think, what is the cheapest? I think a NOT gate is probably like a. I think a NOT gate's probably the cheapest thing in the game, memory-wise. It's got a thing, it's got a position, but it's only got a single prop. Yeah, I think a NOT gate is probably the cheapest. But yeah, let's just check that it affects the center. Okay, we're good. We're good. Hold on, we're just going to put this. I just need to, so people understand what we're doing. Stupid gate to make empty group for scale hack. Do not delete. Okay, well, whatever. Right. Save. That'll come in there. And now, if we update, we should get a better scale down effect from our bricks. Our bricks won't scale into infinity. They should scale. They're still kind of scaling into infinity. Okay, I'm not gonna fixate on that. I will research that off stream and get back to you. But then the other question you may have been asking was, Claire, why did you not put in the sound into the brick? And there's a good reason for that. And the reason, quite simply, is in here. So at the moment, the ball has no logic, and that was super intentional. And I'm remembering why now, and I'm remembering this is a stupid idea. The reason the ball has no logic is because when we do like a multi-ball mode, or we do any kind of explosion mode, you want to be really careful about how that logic explodes, because it can kill your frame rate to emit a lot of gadgets like that. It can kill your gameplay. Even though it doesn't affect the thermometer, remember the thermometer is just memory, not performance. But we need a global synchronization thing. So, thinking. The brain is thinking. Okay. I think I have what I need to do for the solution. Right, edit source. Save. Okay, I'm gonna have to shove headphones on for a sec. So there's this wonderful trick in video games that I fucking love, and I want to show you all because it's just one of my favorite little tricks. And it's pitch shifting a sound when you're getting a combo. So it sounds like such a simple, basic thing, and to be honest, it is a simple and basic thing, but it makes a big difference. Ball respawn. Yeah, let's just go with wireless. Let us go with a wireless receiver. I'm going to keep it simple for now. Well, actually, wireless receiver or variable. Wireless receiver or variable. Sorry, I'm thinking methods of doing this. I'm gonna go with the wireless receiver. We may tweak out we may tweak this later. Signal for transmitter. And then let us go into sound mode, and that's why I've got my headphones on. Search for sound effect. We'll just go into sound effects for now because you can always tweak it out. Ambient spots, dramatic effects, vehicles, collisions, gaming. Gaming is I think what we want. Neutral noises. Neutral noises. There. No, I think we want. There is another category, the junk cupboard, vehicles, collisions, hard impacts, debris, medium impacts. Medium, I think there's a boing in here somewhere. Now let's check the junk cupboard. I know there's a thing I want. Oh! That is close to what I want. Those are the closest. We might be able to adjust the plop to what I want. Ploppy mouth pops. I think the ploppy mouth pops, if we adjust it, so we need to get rid of that one. That one's too varied. Okay. Okay, it's got a really fast attack there. Okay, it does kind of actually need that build up. So we're going to go from here and right in here. So this is the trick. It's a very simple trick. Put that in there, and we need another. Oh god! 1 second, guys. I hate to do this to you, but I'm gonna have to shove you on hold for just 1 second. Oh, okay. So you're gonna have to do without my face for a little bit. There we go. Right. So the thing we're going to do is we're going to shove a calculator in here. We're going to put multiply in here. You're going to say, Claire, why are you putting a multiply? And the reason is because I'm a compulsive optimizer. And to be honest, it makes almost fucking no difference at the scale of gadget logic, but it's just a habit I have where I multiply rather than divide when I can. I actually think the gadget might do that optimization already for you, to be honest. Right, so this sound will get played once on impact, but only if the surface type is equal to that. Okay, counter full. Okay, cool. Because we don't want it to trigger on secondary hits. So that goes through to there. I'm tempted to shove that onto its own. I am tempted to shove this onto its own microchip because it's going to almost certainly change. We used to have this option, and I don't know why we got rid of it. I think I know why. I think there was some weird edge case, but we used to have this option where you could just select a bunch of microchips and say group, and it would just shove it on a microchip for you. But I think there was some weird edge case that stopped that being a good solution. It broke something or other. Sound. Right. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. I've made the executive decision to make my life easier, and I'm just going to use not school. I'm just going to use variable modifier and just going to use a variable modifier and a variable. Gonna make my life easier, and I'm lazy. So that's the variable, that's a variable modifier. The name of the variable, well, let's name this variable pitch shift Persistent dream, no. Restore value on rewind, yes. Current value, it's all good. Pitch shift. Should the variable be in the scene? You are correct, it should be in the scene. So we'll get rid of that. Good news is we can just use a variable modifier in get mode to do that and to do that for us. It's more expensive than a wireless receiver, but this way I don't have to worry about constantly transmitting the value. Do I care? Do I care? I do care. I do care. Add 1 to it. Thank you very much. Get myself a node. It's like one of those where I want to be lazy. I really do want to be lazy, but it hurts. There we go. Get rid of that. That'll do that. That'll increase it by 1. I kind of wish that we made the icon change slightly based on what mode you have it in. Right, so we'll shove the variable in the scene. Wait, was it pitch shift 1 word or was it pitch shift 2 words? It's pitch shift 2 words. Okay, save. Because it's gonna sound like a really stupid thing when you guys first hear about it, but it makes a difference. So where is the ball reset? Brick dead. Reset score, add points. What did we call? Ball respawn, there we go. So in the ball respawn logic, we are just going to shove in our gadget. I know I haven't updated the bricks yet. I'm well aware. Pitch shift, and you have to get this perfectly right because it is a hashed it's a hash thing. We're going to make its maximum value 20. I think 20 should be a good max value. We're going to make its minimum value minus 20, just so it caps out the effect. Right, and that needs to be a reset on pitch shift. Right, let's update. So this is an effect you can use, frankly, all over the place, which you hear it in a sec. Gives you a surprising. Huh. Why? Hold on. We may need to. Okay. Thank you. As I say, we're recording for YouTube at the moment, which is why chat I don't fully engage sometimes. I'm sorry, but I am here. I have been thinking about changing how I do that, but I will tweak it on. this video is already going to need a slight edit, but it's fine. It's fine. Okay. It's interesting that the sound is not always happening there. Why is that? Why is the sound not always happening? It's a sound effect. It's playing. The pitch shift should be happening. Polyphonic limit is 20. So we should have yeah, that's weird. That is downright oh, it's playing on death. Claire. You're being silly. You're being silly. Oh shoot, we're almost out of time. Okay, I want to get this effect just right before I finish because I do desperately want to show it to you because it is one of my faves. That counter, when that counter's full, that gets powered on. That needs to be in sustain mode. No, it should be in once mode. Definitely should be in once mode. When the counter is full, come through there, do that jazz. Just gotta shove a signal manipulator on here, and I'm just gonna force this into a pulse because I am skeptical. That'll turn on to there. Okay. Hold on, we're also gonna just, for our own amusement and hilarity, but also because I don't trust myself. Bang. There we go. Okay. Now remember what I said there. I want a nice punchy quick sound, and then I want it to drain out. And it's in once mode. Fantastic. And then let's get the pitch shift in there. Just, I want to have a nice extreme example to show you all. Okay, that should do it. And we're gonna wrap this because I need to get to work on time. Right. Why? Okay, it's definitely playing on death and of Death of the Brick. And I'm not sure why. Because this is hooked up to when this counter's full, and this counter's full when it gets hit. All the ingredients are there. All of the ingredients are there. So why must I? Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of a change, and I'm gonna attach it to there, which will make it a spammy sound, but it'll definitely do on impact then. Destroy my concept of time. Okay, there we go. Right. So now if I rewind, so you notice, hold on, it'll be best if I show you like this. If I move this ball here, notice how the sound goes up in pitch. Okay, that's not super satisfying because I don't think the adjustment is strong enough, which means that we need to, hold on, let's just check that this is actually going up. It's not going up! Motherfucker! Why aren't you going up? Take care, Woodsense, take care. Pitch shift is the thing. When powered on. Oh, Claire Braid. This is what you get for. I have to admit, I was working all weekend on. I was trying to catch up on work, so I was coding all weekend because I wanted to do a bunch of stuff, and then I was like, no, I want to get ahead of other things. Okay. Right. Return to previous creation. So I was coding through the week and on work stuff, I'm afraid. So my brain may be a little fried. It's a bit naughty of me because you do need the weekend to rest, but okay, there we go. That is what I was expecting. So at the moment it's doing it way too extreme because we're spamming it on every impact. Okay, so now if we just do a little bit of a tweak, it's an effect that if you're ever doing a game where you're placing down multiple things and like stretching, like placing down a fence and dragging it, or you're hitting multiple things, pitch shifting up to a limit and don't overdo the effect, like we're doing it at the moment, like we're spamming the effect at the moment, really does make a difference. So this is the counter full, and that should just trigger once. So we will check this. Okay, update. And now, mother. See, this is what I don't get. Oh my word. Look what it's done. Look what it has done. We have local bloody changes. Would you believe that? We have local bloody changes getting in our way. Okay, so this sometimes happens when you're working with gadgets and gizmos. First of all, let's freeze the backboard so we don't get the backboard accidentally. And freeze the sides. Fantastic. So sometimes, okay, unfreeze, there we go. sometimes you will get this problem where you're working with elements and there'll be some update error. It's one of the reasons why I suggest never making changes in your local scene. Like if you want to hack on a thing, just remix it so you have a copy that you can remix and work with. But we'll do this here. I know, I noticed, and then I was like, I'm not even going to bother paying attention to that. See, that is a very, very simple but very compelling change you can make to any game you have where you have multiple hits, or you have any game where you have multiple hits, or you have like continuous effects. Doing a little bit of a pitch shift like that is one of my favorite little game design hacks. Boop. Simple as is. Okay. So for those of you on YouTube, thanks for watching. Join us live in the mornings. I know my upload schedule with the YouTube videos has been a bit sporadic, is what it is, but I will get all of those edited and up ASAP. Well, not as soon as possible. 24 hours after the stream is the soonest I can do it. So for those of you on YouTube, we're going to say goodbye to you now. We're going to have a private little chat with Twitch because they get a private little chat. So ta-ta for now.